Morning. Today we're going to discuss about Python input file. Let's first remind how to print something. This is the way to print a string value in our word. For a simple demonstration, let's run it using Shift plus 10 or clicking on this icon. Yeah, it works. Now let's see whether we can. Now first, let's remind how to comment. By using hash, you can comment up it so that it won't execute in the program. Now let's see how to input value. For example, in this program, you want the program asks whether to input the food that you want to order. Let's say you want to order which food does you want. This asks which food does you want, and the program will print out which food does you want. Now you see you cannot input any value. So how you're going to input value? By using input method. So easy. Just provide input like this and it's done. You can simply run the program and you can enter I want let's say I want to order lasagna. Yeah, you can input values now. There is another method. Now for now let's go with this method. Let's say in the next time the program asks you for the quantity, the amount you want, the program will ask enter number of servings. So in other words, quantity with the that you desire in the program. Identify which food does you want. I say let's say pizza, and enter the number of service for it. Now we cannot enter values because we didn't use the input statement here. Use it. Good. And we can now use the values. Pizza. Sorry. Oh, wait. Now you can enter numbers, let's say 4 servings. Yeah, it works. Now let's have some calculations inside here. Let's assume the price for pizza or any food item could be. In this case, I'm not going to use any statements. I'm just demonstrating how to use the input statement. For example, all the types of food inside the store is the same price. Let's assume that the price will be let's say $34 and the calculation like is total price equals to price multiplied by quantity. Yeah. Now you have a problem. You can't take the input value to here to quantity. So how we are going to take that? Just simply assign this input quantity, and this value will be taken here and it will multiply by price and output by the total price. Let's output this price as print let's say total price plus total price. Program should work or should not work. Let's see. I want pizza. I want 4 servings. The total price. What is the problem? the problem is it was concatenated, because when you are inputting values through input method, the values, for example in this case I input 4, it is inputted as a, let's say, in is string value. String values cannot be multiplied by price, so that's why the output is wrong. To make it right, it is quite simple actually. You just have to use the casting, cast it to int value. Simple as that, and it should work now. Let's say pizza, I want 4 servings, and again another error. Again say not into str. So what is the problem? In here you cannot print integer values. For example, when printing out values in Python, if there is a string value is printed, a string of characters printed, you cannot print the variables if they are not string. For example, this total price in this case is not string because the price is integer. We have concatenated these to integer, so the total price is integer, so it won't print. So this is an integer, this is a string characters, so it won't print. To solve this, we have to concatenate this to string value, and it should print. Let's see, pizza, I want 4 servings. Yeah, the value is right. Let's see, 4 by 4 16, 4 to 8 30, 136. Let's say assume that you want to print out the dollar sign as well. It's simple. Yes. Like this in places in the class mark, you can using string letters you can print out the dollar sign as well. It's a say 2 servings, yeah, $68. So that's that. It's quite simple actually. There is another way to represent this in a different form. Let's first comment out all of the code for convenience. When these values are commented out, they won't be executed in the program. I mean, you can check, you can see nothing executes. Now let's try this in a different manner. Let's directly type input. Inside the input, we're going to type the string characters. Let's take this and copy paste it. And let's, it's just that. Now we can directly go to here, same process. Yeah. Yeah. And be sure to assign it to quantity variable, otherwise it won't work. And be sure to convert the value we get to an integer by using int like this, and then for the total price, now we have input all the price values, and we could just simply copy paste this section. And it's pretty much done. Let's see if it works. Let's put import pizza and the number of servings, let's say 3. Yeah, the total price is, yeah. Now this is the way. So there are a few things that you need to keep in mind when dealing with input or printing out statements in the Python. In Python, you should never when you are outputting a string literal, like in this case a string literal price, you cannot print out string literal and an integer value. If you are willing to output an integer, this is total price is an integer type value. So if you want to output this integer type value, you have to cast it to a string by using string method. Simple as that. And another thing is, when inputting values, you need to remind that any value that has been inputted is input as a string value. So if you are willing to use it in a kind of arithmetic situation, for example, this is an arithmetic situation where you have to multiply the input quantity with price. So in this case, you cannot use quantity as a string value in order to output, in order for arithmetic operation here. So in order for performing the arithmetic operation, you must convert this input quantity value into either an integer value or a float value. In this case, we have converted it to an integer value. This is the input value we get. This is the integer method that we're going to use to convert it to an integer value. And then another thing you have to understand, if there is a float value, let's assume tax is let's say 0.123. This is the tax. So if you are going to multiply by 0.2, so tax, I assume that they will generate an error. Let's see. It's a free edit. That's quite something I didn't expect. Okay, it won't be an issue for just remind this. If you are going to multiply float values, make it sure that all of these values are in float format. Otherwise, sometimes it might cause errors. I mean, in this case, it didn't cause errors. Maybe because these are integer values, and when the tax is implemented, it may have taken this as an integer value as well. I think that's the reason. Let me demonstrate like this. Let's say the price is 34, but the price changes to 34.x. So it's not going to multiply. The tax will be a fixed price 4.23. Let's assume this. Let's see. So, not sure whether it's right or wrong. I believe it's right. Yeah. See, we see that there isn't, so you don't really have to worry about this. Yeah, that's pretty much it. And I will make sure to update with the integer value and float value situation. If you have any questions, please make sure to comment below and I'll make sure to reply. Thank you for watching.